the better I'll be. I want to keep growing and evolving. I'm going to keep pushing you. I'm a hard teacher, but I'm firm, and I expect good driving. Right around your third drive, you're going to feel more comfortable. I've driven about a third of you. Some of you are going to be driving for the first time Saturday. You're going to be nervous. We'll go around the school 3 or 4 times. We'll go up and down the aisle 3 or 4 times. We'll do some parking. Then we'll go around the back of the high school a couple times. Then we'll go into the neighborhood. You'll make right turns, left turns. You'll do some parking. You'll do some stall parking, angle parking. And then when I feel you're ready, we're going on the road. This could be some of the back roads, doing 45 miles an hour, maybe 50, learning lane line reference, learning how to feel comfortable in the car. A lot of beginning drivers put pressure and anxiety on themselves. I try to stay neutral, listen, watch your body language. If I see your neck getting tight or your cheek twitching or you really grabbing the wheel, I know you're nervous. I know you're going to have anxiety. But also, I realize that if you're not ready for driver's ed, then I will call your parent. And then your parent will come and get you. Meaning, we'll go back to the school, they'll come and pick you up. Everyone's a little bit different. And by me being a parent and a teacher and a coach, I understand your journey, but also I have high expectations. You're here to learn how to drive. And then some of you have too much on your plate. You're AP, you have a job, you're babysitting, you're doing 3 sports, and you're not going to make time for driver's ed. So I see that as a trend also. You can do it all, but something's going to have to give. Maybe it's your grades, maybe it's your job, maybe it's your relationship with your parents. So occasionally there's students like that, but I try to be clear and firm and set high expectations. If you have anger management issues, I'm going to talk to your parent. If you don't like following directions, I won't drive you. If you have a difficult time listening, I won't drive you. Driving is a privilege, not a right. I don't owe you anything. The driving company doesn't owe you anything. You owe it to yourself. Right, Z? So like Z's kind of distracted right now, and that's so obvious. So I can tell by how you guys are looking right now. Some of you are listening, some of you are watching the computer screen, and if we think you are, I'll just remove you. So like I said, this is a privilege, not a right, and some young adults don't take it serious. Some people do take it serious. It's really up to you. So from what I said before I get started, put in some questions about what I just said. I will give you an honest analysis. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to give it to you from a driver's education perspective, a school teacher perspective, a coach perspective, and then a real life perspective. I won't ever lie to you. And I think that's what most of you want. That's what I usually am to you. And if I think you're really tired, I won't drive you because that's dangerous to me, and that's dangerous to you, and that's dangerous to other motorists. So we have to be safe for ourselves first. And if you get into a panic mode, and some drivers do, then that drive won't count. The company doesn't pressure instructors to quickly get you done, but we got 6 weeks to get you done. Like most of you have been scheduled, some of you still kind of lag, and I'm not sure. But I took the time the other class to get you scheduled, so I feel pretty good about that. And we're going to be driving. We'll still have a nice break. We'll still have some good quality driving. Some of you will drive in the morning, afternoon, evening. So I shouldn't have to kill myself and drive during the week. Typically, that second or third drive, you're going to feel comfortable. Again, we go around the school parking lot 4 or 5 times. I want you to look where you're going, have good lane line reference. We're going into neighborhood to really reinforce hand over hand in, hand over hand out. By me being an instructor, I know the areas to help you grow and to help you get better. And I want to look at some of your questions. Will you stop a student from driving when they realize they aren't ready to? Of course I will. That's my responsibility. But your parents, you and your parents have decided to get you in. So if your parents think you're ready, then you could be ready. But me as a professional, if I think you're not ready, I'm going to call your parent. Your son is going off the road. Your daughter ran through a red light. Your daughter almost sideswiped a car. Your daughter can't keep the car straight. Your son is panicking every time a car comes. And when I have those honest conversations, I will. Hey, Jamar, can you turn on your light for me, please? We've been through COVID before, so you gonna turn on that light for me? I appreciate that. Jamar, you gonna turn on your light for me? Or we gonna be in the dark? So I'm just keeping it real with you guys. If you're not gonna have your light on, then I'm gonna remove you. There's a certain level of expectation. There we go. Because this is not public school. This is not private school. This is a business. Okay. So if you don't meet those expectations, I will circle fail. And if I don't think you're ready, you'll fail. And then they'll say, okay, you are the instructor. What does this student need? 3 more lessons, 4 more lessons. And then I will invite the parent to come in. So if you don't meet the expectations, you'll just be put out of the class. And I'm very clear and honest because I always follow the rules. And that's the way an instructor should do. That's the way a driving school should do because they are audited by the state that they work in. If it's Texas, Florida, New York, Michigan, California, if we don't have instructors who are certified, I'm certified. If my license is expired, then this means all the students I've taught, all the classes I've taught are invalid. If I got a ticket, okay, if I failed my physical, or if you lied about your age, or your birth certificate is fake, or the driving school is just trying to take money and pass you. Word to get out, the state will have a sting operation. They'll have people in there, they'll have cameras on, and then they'll say, okay, money was passed, they didn't really drive me, and they will shut you down. If you look across the United States, driving schools have been shut down because they are lying about their services. So I never lie. If I don't think you're ready, I'll call my boss, I'll talk to your parent, I'll document what you're doing. Here it is. The kid does this, this, and this. The teen does this, and this, and this. So then you won't drive because I'm not going to put myself in danger. I'm not chasing money. The driving school, if you are disrespectful to an instructor or you don't do your work or you miss 3 or 4 drives, we can cancel your contract. So you got to be committed. When you set up for driving times, I'm expecting you to be there. That's why there's a $35 no-show fee. And if you don't pay the fee, you won't get your permit. If you don't get your permit, you won't ever get to the state and get that permit validated. So I have to do my job. You have to do your job. Most students do their job. Some do not. What are some of the things you notice when you first take a student out? They look down. They don't turn the wheel. They don't look left and right. They don't have peripheral vision. They mix up the gas and brake. They stop really early, 5 cars before the stop line, or they stop after the intersection, or they panic. Those are some of the things. Everyone's a little bit different. Those are some of the things I see. Do we need only 6 hours with you, or will you, or some people need more? It really depends on the person. If you can't turn the steering wheel and you can't get on the main road, then you won't be able to pass. If we can't get on the expressway, you won't be able to pass. If you can't parallel park consistently, we won't be able to pass because on your state test to get your license, you have to know how to parallel park. I prepare you for when you're 16. I prepare you for your road test now. And it's up to your parent or guardian to practice with you. Most of your parents will make time, some won't. You could be the first child through, second child, third child, fourth child. Everyone has a different situation. Maybe you live with grandma. Maybe your parents are divorced. Everyone's a little bit different. Maybe you're always on your phone when you should be watching in the car. And then I'll just tell your parent, take your son or daughter's phone. I told them, they don't listen. And we have a no cell phone policy also too. Some of us letting you know that. Well, for sometimes it's hard for you, some of you to give up your phone. Can we start segment 2 early if we get our 30 hours? No. It has to be 3 calendar months. You can't start segment 2 early. There's no such thing. It's 3 hours, it's 3 months from the time you go to the Secretary of State. You have to have 30 hours in 3 months. It's an hour and a half per week. If you can drive an hour and a half per week, you're going to have 30 hours in 3 months. Most of you would drive more. So you have to have 30 hours in 3 months in order to meet that. You can write it down. When you go to Secretary of State, they're going to give you a booklet. You can document all those hours. Or there's an app called Road Ready. Everyone's a little bit different. But you have to document that and prove it. If your parents are lying and saying you drove 30 hours, then you're not ready to drive. And you're putting yourself, your parents in danger. So everyone's different. I wouldn't lie about my hours if I'm not. My friends, if I want to be a semi-truck driver, I know how to shift a manual in a semi-truck, but I don't know how to drive on the roads. I don't know how to drive on the expressway. I don't know how to drive around big traffic. I don't know when to slow down. I can probably shift up, shift down, probably park it, but I don't have the experience. Why should I lie and say, yeah, I have 100 hours of semi-truck driving. I can take this job, making $80,000, drive 3 loads a day. I wouldn't do that because I want to be true to myself. When can someone start getting their hours? Is it after we get our certificate? It is after you get your certificate. It is not before. It's not during class. The class is designed to get you to drive with the certified instructor, me. I evaluate you, a score of 1, 2, or 3. Then this card is turned into the corporate office. They check your hours. Did you pass your test? Did you miss any days? Are you paid up? Did you pass? Then you'll be issued a digital certificate from the state within 10 days. It comes home to your parents, whoever set up your account. You print it out. You go to Secretary of State. You take an eye test. You have your Social Security card. You have your birth certificate, a piece of mail. And then you start driving with your parent or guardian or someone over 21. The process is pretty fast. You, like every other teen, you want to be done now, but patience is beautiful. So I'm going over to questions. When can someone get started? Hours after you're done with the class, when your paperwork is turned in. Like, for instance, we have makeup students. For some reason, they missed class, they got kicked out, they had baseball, whatever sports. You have to make up the time. In order for a driving school to be a certified driving school, they have to meet the standards set by the state they're in, whether it's 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. If the driving school doesn't meet those standards, they will be shut down. So this is a money-making venture. Okay, I don't do this for free, nor is the driving school. Your parents paid a lot of money. You still have to earn your license, and you have every opportunity to do that. We need more questions. I only see 1, 2, 3, 4. At what drive does the average student go on the freeway? It depends. It could be drive 4, it could be drive 5. Every student is different. Your average is different than my average. So we're usually around drive 4. We go on the expressway. Practice getting up to speed, merging out, getting down to speed, routine over and over and over. I look for consistency. I look for you to grow. I celebrate your happiness. I celebrate your failure. We're all learning how to drive. This is why it's called driver's education. So it's around drive 4. Will you stop a student for driving when he... Yeah, I will. I already answered that question. Do we got to make up Monday? I haven't heard anything yet. I would have got a phone call. Which type of parking is the most difficult? All of them are difficult, Gino, because you've never done it before. And if we say angle parking is more difficult, you'll freak out. If we say parallel parking is more difficult, you'll freak out. If we say hill parking is more difficult, we'll freak out. Everyone has a different challenge. So each of us look at the world differently. What part do you notice students make? What part do you notice makes your students the most nervous? You make yourself nervous because you have preconceived ideas about cars. They're trying to get me. No, the cars are trying to get away from you. The cars are mean to me. No, you're driving too slow. You should write this down. Beginning drivers drive too slow. So when you drive too slow, you're going to trigger a response from other cars. You're going to get stuck at lights. You're either going to have to run a light, which is dangerous. We could fail. We could get hit. Or you're going to have to slam brakes, which is dangerous. We could fail. You can get hit. So drive at the speed limit. Some of your parents trying to rush you and get you out. Maybe mom and dad take your head off, scream at you. I took them out before I came. They're all ready now, and you're in tears. I have students like that too. You're ready to cry right in front of me. I'm like, okay. Because I look at your face. I look at nonverbal communication. So that's what I notice. What are some of the telltale signs the student is not ready for driving? You cry. You don't look at me. You look down. You want to get in the back seat. This is one of the most important things in your life. You should be celebrating this moment. But some of you are like, I don't want to do this. I can't. Mom, Dad, come get her. Come get him. They said they're not ready. Some of your parents will swing back around. Some of your parents say, you know what? I'm walking away. Take driver's ed. Every parent is different. But I don't get too caught up in the psychological. I have a job to teach you. And if you're not ready, I'll call your parent. I'll call corporate. Give them another 1 or 2 drives. They're not ready. Go back to your parent. And we don't play around. We don't waste your time. If someone is deemed not ready for driver's training, yes, but you got to read the contract. I'm sorry, you guys don't read the contract. After a certain amount of time, the driving company keeps 50% or 75%. But you got to read the contract. Read the contract. It will tell you. Okay, some of those kind of questions again. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I only have 12 questions. It's more than 12 people. I'll wait. I need more questions. This is your class. Put in your questions. As you're putting more questions in, I can't make you drive, and that's not my job. If I have to make you drive, you're not ready for this. And that's okay. If your parents have to make you get in the car, you're not ready. And that's okay too. I'm here to drive people who want to learn, who want to get better, who want to get out there. I'm not the judge, jury, and executioner. If I have to be that, you shouldn't be in this class. Keep putting real questions in. I need about 8 more questions. So I'm going to get the material up. The questions first were about, anxiety, nervousness. What if I'm not ready? It happens. Everyone's a little bit different. But I also understand the goal. My goal is to prepare you for driving. And I think through telling you stories, driving some of your students already, they can tell you what the experience is like. It's not that bad. But everyone does handle things differently because we look at the world differently. If you think it's impossible, it's going to be impossible. If you think I have this set, I have a positive mindset, positivity is really, really, really important. And I always want to remind you of being positive because I'm a really positive person. It's not all butterflies and happy songs, but it's positive. Okay, if I think you're negative, then I'll treat you in a negative way. But I think all of you are positive and great and awesome. and you can believe in yourself. It's really a confidence builder. If I have to stroke your ego and say, it's okay, then you're not ready. If you're panicking, also beginning drivers panic at traffic lights, they tend to slow down. And if we slow down, cars are going to, oh, this is a great part to start at. Cars are going to make left turns in front of us. I'm just getting things ready. So I'm just sharing this with you. And I think by me giving you just that honest evaluation, that's what you want. And we're all going to be on spring break. So it's going to be a wonderful situation. Okay, I'm going to look at your questions as we go over this. So when you're learning to drive, you got to perceive what is dangerous. A school parking lot in the morning is dangerous. You have new drivers who really can't park yet. You have impatient parents who are trying to drop you off and get to work and they're running late. You have a senior or junior who's irritated to have to drop off their little brother, sister at elementary, their little brother, sister in the middle school, and their parents are making them do this. And they're going to be flying in real fast to go around to the back, and they don't see you walking across. It's okay. So you got to perceive, Riley, if you can see this, give me a thumbs up. The perceived, decided, thank you. So I'm giving you some examples. You're driving through a neighborhood at 2:30, 2:45, 3 o'clock, school buses, little kids, slow down. You have to decide the projected path ahead. Do I slow down? Do I change the lane to the left? Do I change the lane to the right? Or do I stop? You have to decide, and then you have to act. Do I change speeds? Do I change position? A lot of beginners, you won't know you're in danger. Example, you're falling off the side of the road. You're going to go into the ditch. Some of you decide too late. I'm going to go through the light, but you already ran a red light and a pedestrian is walking. Some of you decide, most of you decide too late, and then that's when the instructor has to hit the brake. Some of you act jerky. You hit the speed, or you hit the brake, or you jerk the wheel. So I try to talk to you in a real relaxed, chilled state. I'm a chilled guy. And I think that's important because you're looking for a coach who is real chilled and relaxed. To be a safe driver, you must know what happens around your vehicle. You're in a school parking lot. There are 1,000 kids leaving school. Some will walk in front of you, some will walk beside you, some will walk behind you. You're in a school parking lot. There's a school bus. The school bus has one responsibility: pick up the kids, get them out safely out of the parking lot, get them to the destination, get back to the kindergarten. If you're driving slow, the bus will back off a little bit, back off, but they got to drop those kids off. You must look ahead and to the sides. A lot of you won't look ahead and to the sides. You should be putting your questions in as I'm going over this because this will give you value. And this will help you pass your test. Oh, let me talk about the test. We took 72 yesterday. I had 30 students, 20 of them miss less than one question. This means they took good notes. I did good test prep. Together, they did a good job. I feel good about that as an instructor. So if you put in your work and study, you're going to pass the test. If you don't put in your work and don't study, you could fail it. And that potentially could put you 6 weeks behind. Most of you will study, some of you won't. Some of you will study one day's not enough. Taking a Monster Energy drink or a Bloom Energy drink, it's not enough. You got to really put in a little bit of work every day. Parked on a hill or anything high elevated, how would I park on a curve? If you're parking on a curve, you turn your front wheels into the curve. Okay, it depends. But you want to make sure your car is visible 12 inches or less away from the curve. There's simple ways to parallel park. You line your car up, you reverse back, you turn your wheel all the way to the right. I try to keep it simple. I think a lot of adults and teens overanalyze. You line up, you put the car in reverse, you turn the wheel all the way to the right, the car goes in at a 45 angle. Why is Michael only asking crispy questions? Someone else put questions in. Um, I'll answer as I go through. So, perceive. The distance you look ahead is your visual lead time. A lot of beginning drivers look down. I ask you what color the light is. How far ahead is the car? I'm trying to teach you to look ahead. I'm trying to give you the skill sets you need. So when I ask you to look ahead, I'm teaching you to look ahead. Do you see the cars with brake lights? Yes. Well, how come you're still driving fast? I don't know. This means you're going to rear end the car. So you have to perceive the conditions on the road. Rush hour in the morning, rush hour after school. The most dangerous time is 2 to 5 p.m. You have beginning drivers, high school students, getting out to work, getting out to home, getting out to practice, and they will run a light. They will cut you off. They won't use a blinker. They're in a hurry to drop off their boyfriend, their girlfriend, pick up their little sister or brother, get to work. So you'll learn to find those dangerous drivers as you learn in your journey. It takes time. You can't learn things in one day. As I'm reading this, put in questions, and I'll try to give you a driving situation. I go back to your school. It's the number one situation. All of you go to a high school. You know what it's like in the morning. There are 500 to 1,000 kids trying to get into main doors. There are kids who are going to cut down the parking lot doing 30. There are band kids who have their instrument in the front of the car and they can't see to the right. There are girls and boys in the car on their phones not paying attention. There's a kid who doesn't have his glasses on who's flying. There's a really nervous driver. So you have different types of drivers. You have parents who are impatient. You have beginning drivers who are impatient or don't recognize the dangers. It's a recipe for death and disaster. I'm just being real with you. But once you learn that the parking lot is the most dangerous because you have vulnerable road users, that's you, pedestrians. That's kids who will walk out in front of a car and think they see you, but they really don't because they're looking down at their phone. When searching ahead, you should always look for the road and road characteristics. Are there potholes? Does the road drop off? Are there traffic control markings such as arrows in the parking lot? When I take you driving around school parking lot, you're on the wrong side of the aisle. We drive middle right. You're like, oh, I didn't know that. We drive on the middle right. This will help you identify potential dangerous situations or path of travel. Okay? Search to the sides. A lot of you won't search to the sides. You won't see kids walking. You won't see cars backing up. You won't see a school bus pulling off. And then the school bus driver will hit you with the, and then you panic. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay? Or they're the guys or girls with the big four-wheel trucks. They don't really see you because you're up really high and you have a small car. So you can see where you could potentially get ran over because they don't really see you. So you got to really be careful. Don't assume someone sees you. Search ahead. Search to the sides. A lot of you want to search to the sides. As you're thinking about your questions, put them in, and this will help you. And I'm going back and forth, and then we're going to do some quizzes. So before entering an intersection, look to the front, left, and right, and left again. A lot of you won't do that. You won't look for pedestrians. You won't look to the right or left. And that's when someone gets hit. So you have to really look. We have to stop at the stop signs. Okay? And build those good habits. You must make a conscious effort to maintain wide eye range movement. A lot of you won't do that. It will save your life one day. Well, what do you mean? A car's in your blind spot. You don't look over your shoulder, you sideswipe a car. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. The person to your left or right doesn't think so. Or you cut off a truck and they sideswipe you. Well, it's okay, dude. I didn't like my front door anyway. So you got to really make sure that you use your peripheral vision. Got to make a conscious effort before move. Look, make sure your path of travel is clear beyond the intersection. Are there kids in the intersection? Are you at a football game to decide who goes to the regional? You see a parking spot 10 feet in front of you, but 14 feet in front of you, there's a crowd. You don't have enough room to reverse in. So you just stand there and block it. And then people start honking horns and you get mad and try to get out and fight. So you got to really look ahead. Do I have enough room to reverse? Can I back in? Or am I have to pull in? Okay, you've been to high school football games before. You've been to high school basketball games before. Your school might have went on to the regional or to the states. And the bigger the event, the more people that are there, the more college scouts that are there, the more other schools are there, your opponents, your friends, your enemies. High school is a very volatile and fun time. You're going to have to do a lot of growing up really quick. Driving this to make you grown up. Look behind you. A lot of you won't check your mirrors. Check your rear view and side mirrors to see if anyone is following too close. You're in a school parking lot. Someone is following you. Someone is approaching too fast. The senior's late. He or she's on the football team, basketball team. They're late. They're speeding in. You don't use your blinker. You go to the left, there's a collision. It's your fault because you didn't have your blinker on. You mean I have to have a blinker on in the parking lot? Yes. It lets pedestrians know. It lets other drivers know. Look over your left and right shoulder to check your blind spots. You just got to have a 360 view. Use your mirrors to check behind you when you slow down. I'm going to some of your questions. Please put your questions in. So done. Is it bad to always be a defensive driver? No, it's not bad always to be a defensive driver. If you're not, you live in a false reality. Expect someone to run a light. Expect someone to pull out from a parking spot. Expect a grandma to cut you off. Expect a young driver to cut you off. Expect the school bus to cut you off. Expect seniors to cut you off. Because people don't care, you got to care for yourself. And if we all care for ourselves, we'll have a beautiful community. So you have to care. Okay, I like the question. And I'm using your school parking lot as an example because that's what you're used to. All of you know there are 300, 500, 1,000 people trying to get out. How do we handle priorities, buses, ambulances? Well, if an ambulance is coming with no flashers on, you keep driving. If a bus is coming, you keep driving. If the bus is getting ready to pull over to the right, you make more room. You slow down. You might have to prepare for a pedestrian running in front of a bus running across the street. If an ambulance is coming with the flashers on, you slow down and get over to the right. So I'm using that as an example. You check mirrors. Maybe someone is eating. Maybe they're not paying attention. You slow down, they rear end you. Okay, so you got to look. Okay, how can we be sure there is enough space in between cars to merge lanes? You have to look over your shoulder. You have to visualize at least 3 car lanes. If we're going 40, you need 4 car lanes. If we're going 30, you need 3 car lanes. So you will learn how to judge distance. If you're too close, you can't make the lane change. If you're too slow and you put your foot on the brake, you can't make the lane change. If you're too fast and can't slow down in time, you can't make the lane change. So I gave you 3 examples. You'll learn when to judge the distance, and that will come in time. So I gave you 3 real life good examples. Thank you for making me better. Make sure your path to travel is clear. That was a very good question. I gave you 3 good examples. You will learn if there's too much space or not enough space, or you're going too fast or going too slow. Usually the beginning drivers go too slow. They don't look over the shoulder. They look over the wrong shoulder. I like the questions because we're connecting them straight to the curriculum. And I am giving you real life examples. When you go out and drive, some of you will go too slow. You'll look at the mirror too long and the car will drift to the right. Or you'll panic and won't make a lane change and you'll look over the wrong shoulder. Or you won't have your blinker on. It's a combination of 3 or 4 things. Or you'll say, is it clear? And then I'll say to you, I need you to look over your shoulder. Because you have to be the one to drive. I will support you, but if I have to tell you all the time, you're not ready. Your question is real. Thank you. I'm looking over the questions. You're going down the hill. Okay, what if I'm going down the hill? Would my car be more heavy towards the way going down the hill? Yes, gravity always makes you go faster. So you want to squeeze your brake. Gravity's pulling you backwards when you're going up the hill. So if we're going down the hill, you just lift your foot. You lose a couple miles an hour. If you're going up the hill, we'll accelerate. And in the wintertime, a couple days ago, it was really slick outside. I had a driver panicking, hitting the brakes. The car was sliding all over the road. Squeeze the brakes. I'll never tell you hit the brake. Squeeze it. Officers should check your blind spots whenever you're making a lane change. If you check them too much, then you're not really focused on what's ahead of you. You need to check your blind spots when you are making a lane change. Good question. It's about to always be, no, we already answered that. Okay, let's keep going. Decide. Once you have identified the hazards in your school parking lot, leaving your school parking lot, making a left turn into your school parking lot, very dangerous. Driving, making a left turn when it's icy and you're late to school. You're going to speed. You're going to run the light. You're going to slide into the curb. You're racing your friend. A senior's walking. You don't see them. You swerve. You hit a car backing out. Accidents happen in school parking lots. While all of you type in, what are the common accidents in high school parking lots? All of you type it in and cut and paste it in. What are the top 5 accidents in high school parking lots across the United States? Type it and put it in. What are the top 3 to 5 common high school accidents in parking lots across the United States? You guys cut and paste, put it in. Do that right now. Let's really make this lesson dynamic. We're really learning. You always have to be a defensive driver. It's a must. Example, I was driving on I-94. I was driving probably 3 to 5 cars behind a semi-truck. Another semi-truck to my right had on this blinker, had on this blinker, had on this blinker. I was at the tail end of his trailer. He saw me because I saw him. If I didn't squeeze my brake, he would have sideswiped my passenger side door. I panicked. But I didn't do anything wrong. His truck is bigger than mine. What am I going to do? Not move? He would have ripped my whole door off. Okay? So you have to be aware we have to work together. Pedestrians should wait. They don't. You should yield. You don't. And then that's when someone gets ran over. They do. Or flipped by a car, or someone blows a stop sign and then they don't see a car and then there's an accident. So I asked you to put in the top 3 to 5 most common accidents in a high school parking lot. For a head, should you be looking 15 to 20 seconds? Speeding, not looking ahead. Trying to be too cool for your buddies. Every day. Girls, looking too cool for your buddies. Guys, looking too cool for your buddies. So this means you're not paying attention. Not seeing pedestrians, I agree. Parking lots are very dangerous places for vulnerable road users. Pedestrians, younger kids. At an elementary school, it's even more dangerous. Why? Mama, I made a dinosaur, and 3 kids run out in front of you. You got to be more careful at an elementary. Middle school, the kids should know better, but they're going to be smart, Alex. They're going to walk right in front of you and dare you to hit them. And then you're going to stop. And the same thing in high school. The seniors are going to walk right in front of you and have their camera and dare you to hit them. And you're going to stop because they have the right of way. Not checking mirrors. You're reversing out. You got to check your inside, outside mirror and look over your shoulder. You just sideswipe your principal's car. Bruh. So you got to use your mirrors, look over your shoulders, and back your camera. You got to use all 3. So not checking your mirrors. And again, thank you, Alante. You have to look. Well, I'm going to park on the end. Well, that's like 100 cars away, and that's extra time. Let's keep going. Hitting something. I need more information about hitting something. Driving too fast. You're late to class. You're going to drive fast. You're late coming back to lunch. You shouldn't have left. You're going to drive fast. You have a really strict teacher after lunch. You know, as soon as that bell rings, tardy. And then they're going to send a grade report to your coach. And the coach is going to say, why are you tardy? The teacher didn't like me. You're blaming it on the teacher. I'm going to call your coach and have them come and sit down in class. And then the coach is going to be like, you're off the team because you lied to me and said your teacher doesn't like you. Being distracted on your phone, hitting pedestrian when reversing. Reversing is a very dangerous maneuver because you're moving a large 8 to 9 foot length car, square, rectangle, box. You don't look to the left, you hit someone, you don't look to the right, hit someone, you don't look behind you, you just hit a car, ran over someone. Because people are on their phone and they're not paying attention. And they have inattention blindness. On the phone, speeding through, not looking at your surroundings. Being in a high school parking lot is extremely dangerous because people are trying to hurry to get in, to get out. They have their food. Maybe let's pretend I do DoorDash. I want to get my food to you. I want to get a good score. Okay, I'm pulling right up front. I'm not going to be late. I got another order coming in. I'm trying to make $500 in one day and get a great rating. I'm going to see you at the door, give you a fist pound, take a picture, boom, I'm out. But all of a sudden the school bus comes and cuts me off. Not looking at your surroundings. Fatigue, being up too late. Thank you, Leah. I'm getting about 7 hours of sleep now. 6.5, 7. If I can get to bed by 10:30, it's hard. But if I start drinking coffee and trying to stay up, I'm going to be all hyped and jittery. So fatigue is the biggest one for you guys. Not paying attention, being distracted, speeding, not checking mirrors, a combination of all three. And thank you. Speeding, two vehicles back to each other. Yes, Rose, thank you. Backing out of a parking spot and hitting another car. You back up too far. Maybe your backup camera lens is dirty. Maybe your back window's dirty. Maybe your mirrors are dirty. You can't see. You may have to change lanes or speed in the lane, increasing your visibility or sound a warning. You may have a combined several of these actions for good risk management. You might want to tap your horn if you're backing up, just to let people know. I'm going to get to defensive driving, then we'll stop. Type in what you learned so far. Type in what you learned so far. We're going to go over potential and critical risk. Type in what you learned so far. I use the high school parking lot because that's what you're used to. Many of you don't go to shopping malls anymore because Amazon has taken over. You might go to meet a friend at like Buffalo Wild Wings. You might go, you guys you're undefeated. Okay, we're going out to celebrate. We're on the Buffalo Wild Wings. All the seniors are there. They got their big trucks. All the cool guys and girls who work in the cars at Votech, they're there. Maybe your football coach will be there. Hey, the parents will be there. Coach, you did a great job. My son's getting a scholarship. I know, he is outstanding. He's going to Syracuse. I know, I love the coach. He's going to University of Buffalo. Yes, that's the Mid-American Conference. Khalil Mack used to play for Buffalo. I know, the coach is so nice. Thank you for sending the video in. That's what coaches are supposed to do. And then they take you there for the recruiting visit. You didn't know this. And then if you're lucky enough to go on past the regionals, the stage gets bigger. Dude, if you win the regionals, some of you will qualify for the state. I've had track teams, girls and boys qualify. Coach, I just qualified. I know, Let's send the paperwork in as soon as we get back. I called the principal. They're going to use the school vehicle. They already paid for the hotel room. And you got a meal voucher of Thank you, coach. You're awesome. No, you put in the hard work. Thank you, coach, for making me run in the wintertime and lift weights. I know you didn't believe me at first, but now you believe me. You guys better listen to him. He knows what he's talking about. You're a freshman and sophomore. You don't want to put in work. You just want to go home and play your video games. Playing a fake Fortnite video game off-brand. You got to want to make the commitment. And by the time you're juniors, it's really too late. Oh, coach, you know. Well, I don't know. You missed 5 practices. You won't be able to start. What do you mean? You missed 5 practices. We have a policy. I'm starting my 3rd string guy. Well, coach, you're going to lose. So what? I'll let the team vote. But you're going to start the second half. Principles. Okay, potential risks, and we'll do a couple quizzes. Many driving situations offer limited choices. Your school parking lot, coming in the morning, leaving. You guys won the districts, you're hyped. I've been there. Our varsity coach won the districts. I was there. I was the JV coach. I'm like, this is so cool. This guy's like 70 years old. He barely can walk around the gym, and he's holding up the district trophy. I was there. I saw it. We won the districts. If your school's ever lucky enough to win a district. Some of you won't have that experience, but some of you will. So sometimes deciding what action to take, such as when to encounter traffic control devices and design features, you may either conform to them or ignore them, especially the consequences. You're driving through a school parking lot. You just want to get out. You go really slow, but you don't stop. People are walking in front of you. People are walking behind you. You are really slow. A little kid drops something. You don't see them, and you almost run them over. Then the crowd flipped your car. Man, you ran over my sister. Other complex traffic situations may call for more difficult decisions. If you blow through a yellow light, the police are right there. You're going to get a ticket. If you slam brakes, you're going to get rear-ended. This is why you want to keep your speed up. Drive at the speed limit. You must decide what to do. Drivers face increasing risk because of roadway conditions and their own actions, your own idiosyncrasies. I'm really stiff, so I'm going to turn really fast. If you don't brake and turn real fast, we're going to lose control and go over the curb. If you go too slow, we'll get rear-ended. Also, don't stop on a green light. A lot of you will stop on a green light. We're going to get rear-ended. Don't stop on a green light. I say it again. Don't stop on a green light. Well, why would kids do that? Because they're nervous and you're stopping on a green light? Who does this? Beginning drivers do. And their actions of other road users. Like seniors may swerve in your lane, brake check you, cut you off, mess with you. Hey, student driver! Make you embarrassed. Maybe you're embarrassed to be in the driver's ed car. I don't know. I love attention. I love having that driver's ed thing on top. I feel like a boss. Bosses don't talk, they listen. Bosses don't talk, they listen. I listen to you. Your most important decision will involve how to manage available time and space. We keep space. We don't tailgate. Keep space in front of you, behind you, and beside you. Always have an escape route. Select the best path of travel. One of your tasks as the driver to identify your intended path of travel, defined as the space into which you can drive safely and the lowest possible risk. This is why in the school parking lot, we're going to be middle right. We're not going to hook the right. Cars will back out. We're not going to hook the left. That's on the wrong side of the road. We want to be middle right, scanning left, middle, right, left, middle, right. Look around, look around. Select the path that is traveled. Selecting a path of travel is a continuous process. Example, your school is playing with the biggest school in the state. There are 500 parking spots. They're all full. You got to park around the back. This sucks. You came to the game too late. Your friends are barely holding a seat for you. Your friends are getting into a fight holding a seat for you. You can't find a parking spot. There are 50 people outside. I speak truth. I transferred schools. My old school was going to the regionals. We had Josh Jackson. You can look him up. He played for Phoenix. Josh was 6'8", 6'10". Josh Jackson. Someone type in who Josh Jackson is. Type it in. I know you think I'm playing. I want to show you. I walk it like I talk it. Type in Josh Jackson. Where did he go to college yet? How many years did he play as a pro? How tall is he? Type it in. Because when you go to those big regional games, if you don't leave early, the spots fill up for parking. The line is 100 people deep. They ran out of popcorn. They're out of candy. If I'm going to a game, I'm going to have my popcorn and candy. Come on. Come on. Type in Josh Jackson. Type in who is he. Type in how tall he is. Type in how many years he played. I was one of his teachers. Type in the AAU team he played for. Come on, guys. Type it in. He was a regular high school student like you. He's not regular. Come on. I'm trying to show you that I'm connecting with a real person. You will, in your high school lifetime, meet a kid, a guy or a girl, who gets a D1 scholarship, who's good enough to go to the Olympics, who's good enough to go to a major Division I powerhouse and do well. Come on, type it in. We're going to talk about select best path of travel, and then we're going to hear the quizzy. When I slide this thing down, I want to see if you know who he is. He's 29 years old. He played for the Kansas Jayhawks. He's 6'8". Oh, come on, I need more information. He's 29-year-old. He's a 29-year-old Phoenix Sun shooting guard. He's 6'8". That's taller than our doorways, bro. He's 6'8". Keep going. He played 1 year. He was one and done. So I had the pleasure. Okay, here we go. Thank you, Rose. He played several NBA teams, including the Suns, the Grizzlies, the Pistons, and the Kings. He played 5 NBA seasons. Thank you. We're not going to say what he did right with his money or wrong with his money. He's a nice guy. He's good enough to play in the NBA. Hello. And you may know someone. He is known for winning, here we go. He's known for winning 15 national championships at one time. So when you go to these high-profile games, when there are scouts and recruiters from across the country looking at one guy, they're like, wow. And my son was in middle school, and I picked him up. I said, we're going to go see Josh play. I got him out of school. I want you to see greatness. He's like, thanks, Dad. He sat in the bus with the team. He was in middle school, hanging out, giving him that experience. Select the right path to travel. It is a continuing process. Which path offers the most visibility? You got to get to those games early. Okay. Hello. Here we go. Thank you. His best year was his rookie season. His best year. He averaged 13.1 points for the Phoenix Suns. 13.1 points. He was a guard. 6'8". Bruh, that's tall. I'm barely 6'4". This guy towered over me. 6'8". Which path provides the clearest space ahead? Which path provides the clearest space to the side? Which path provides the smoothest? I like to look at all those. So when I'm driving, I try to be smooth. Okay, I'm giving you secrets. I try to be smooth. Smooth allows me to make a move to the left, a move to the right. I can squeeze brakes. I can kind of accelerate. Some of you will limit your options. Yesterday, one of my students limited his options. He was on his last drive. He pulled out into the street. No. Yes, it was yesterday. They pulled out into the street. We limited ourselves to only one option. That was to go. They made a mistake. They should have waited till it was clear. Josh Jackson was the 2017 Big 12 Freshman of the Year. Come on, bro. I'm trying to show you. Regular people. He's a nice guy. But he had a path, man. NBA, bro. NBA. Okay, we're going to do a couple of quizzes. Short ones. Then we got to show you some videos. We're behind us showing you videos. So the biggest thing I can connect to all of you, let me stop sharing, is your high school parking lot, which is dangerous, exciting, and fun. And people are going to walk in front of you. They're going to walk behind you. If you have your sunglasses on, let me put on my stunner glasses. Yeah, these are my stunner glasses. Yeah, I'm cool now, baby. I'm cool. But I still see you. I'm still keeping my space. I'm still being smooth. So if you're too cool, you're going to run over someone. If you're not paying attention, you're going to run over someone. You can still be safe and run over someone. So you got to look around so you don't run over someone. Come on. I'm going to do a couple quizzes. I love using the high school example because that's what all of you are used to. That high school example. So you know what to do. Or potentially, I'm going to go slow. I remember what he said. Oh, I see a car from the University of Syracuse. Oh, they're looking at Chantel. Oh, I see a couple of cars from the University of Texas. Oh, they're recruiting our offensive lineman who's 6'10", 300. Oh. I see a car from the University of Hawaii. Oh. I don't have a parking spot. Yep, you got to go around back. I can't find a parking spot. I guess you're going to park on the grass and get a ticket. You're going to be to some games like that. I'm telling you, you're going to have one or two athletes, male or female, in your lifetime who are going to University of Syracuse, University of Buffalo, University of Michigan. Give me a second. And it's a special moment. I was one of those athletes. My son was. We had some other players too, usually one every 3 or 4 years, are that good. And you feel proud because they are very humble and thankful. They're special guys and girls who are nice and caring, and they will help anyone in the school. 10 questions. I'm just looking at this real quick. Okay, this is, how many questions? This is 10 questions. Real quick, we're going to do this. I'm going to give you a code, and then you're going to join my, it's only 10 questions. I'm going to hit you with 3 or 4 of these, then we got to see some videos. I've been cheating you with the videos. Okay, joinmyquiz.com. I'll do a screen share. I love giving you the high school example because I was fortunate enough to be a coach of some of those athletes. I was fortunate enough to have my son be recruited and take him through the journey. And then I'm able to mentor some of you who are really rare, who get a chance to be recruited. or who want to be recruited. I'll take you through the process, because I was that parent driving to New York. I was that parent driving to Pennsylvania. I was that parent driving to Central Michigan. I was that parent driving to Syracuse. I was that parent driving to Bowling Green, Ohio. And you want your son or daughter to do well, but the reality is there are 1,000 kids and they may or may not get offered, because schools are looking for certain people who fit their scheme. JoinMyQuiz.com, 919988. Again, 919988. 919988. JoinMyQuiz.com. I'm starting. I'm not waiting. 10 questions. Good luck. We spoke truth. It's real. Parking lots are very dangerous. I gave people some real directions and how to navigate. And hopefully you're learning this. You're learning that high school parking lots, any parking lot is dangerous. If you were lucky enough to see a high school athlete, male or female, who's being recruited heavily, it's a very stressful moment. I was one of those individuals who was being recruited. My son was one of those individuals to be recruited, got his master's in juvenile criminal justice, played football in Belo Horizonte, Brazil, was with the UFL. It's tough to try to make that NFL roster. And the reality is, usually in 2 or 3 years, they're done. So you need to have a plan B. You need to be able to learn. So I want to say thank you. Subscribe. Bye.